So here's the original system of equations. I notice one thing. The y's match perfectly. So that means if I multiply the bottom equation by a -1, these will eliminate with these. Well, this is what I'm saying. So check it out, okay? So notice that I left the top equation the same, but I multiplied all of these by a -1. That's why all of these signs switched. You see that? All of the signs switched. Now, I'm going to add everything because if I add these, those are gone and these are gone. Now, if I add those, if I add these, if I add these, if I add the zeros, this is what I get. Notice that I can divide all of these numbers by -3. Notice that the y's were gone. So now it's just x's. You could actually factor this. If you do one of these thingies if you want, remember this? If you do that to this, you get back this here. And so now you set these equal to 0. It basically tells you that x is 4. But gosh darn it, what's y? So take x, which is 4, and plug it into either of the two original equations. Let's say I take 4 for x and plug it into the original equation. I think that's what I did. I think that's what I did right here, okay? So I wrote down the original equation, but instead of x's, I put 4's. And now 4 squared times 2, 12 times 4. I did a little bit of math and I got this back here. Now what's 32 plus 48 minus 64? Well, as it turns out, that gives you 16. So this is what I have. Now I decided to divide everything by a -1 so that this becomes positive. So I got this here. Now I can solve this equation with a quadratic formula. I'll let you do that if you want, but if you solve this equation with a quadratic formula, you get two different values of y. And those two y values are 8 and -2. So we knew that x was 4, but what's the y? Well, it's both of these. That's why you have two answers. And for both of them, x is 4. It's just that the two y's, they take their turn. So these are your two solutions.